Yeah, you got two choices, man. Take the blue or the red pill. Take the blue pill, stay your ass in the world, keep on eating microwave dinners. You wanna take the red pill? You can come out and wine and dine with me. It's a mouth, man, let's do it. I got a Kevlar mind with Teflon rhymes, antidote to venomous minds that decline the truth. Trapped in a box, thoughts locked, programmed to be spooked. I'm on some lynch mob shit, buck the devil programmed to shoot. And got some steel at the tip of my boots just to regulate. We can get it all night or morning, just name the date. And don't hesitate, being a gangster ain't no good if your thoughts is featherweight. I don't care who got the best team, I'm here to drop the word and keep it moving like jet streams. The left to green, got my niggas moving like dope fiends. You gotta see the picture, but they ain't made for flat screens. Lemur Park and Skid Row was where he's last seen. Survivalist with holy water filled in his canteen. The boogeyman's here to put an end to your American dreams. I'm out of sight of extraterrestrial beings. Everything the Most High does, I hold it sacred. No stopping the sun to Jacob, you still plugged in the matrix. Me, I took the red pill. Shook the snakes and the demons, keep them moving like a tracks on a treadmill. When I say I'm a Jew, I'm dead real. It's hard hats and flashlights on the hunt for Israel. We in the last days to see the killer be killed. But niggas is caught up with talking trucks and big wheels. Heavyweight Solomon tools, I use knowledge to rule. Rejecting wisdom as an action for fool. Christ is king, born to rule, let's take him to school. Open up the sword, baby, let it do what it do. Simple as that, Van Helsing the rap. I swing lefty when I'm holding the bat, righty when I'm holding the cat, man. On the highway to heaven, dipping out in the fast lane. I let my hair grow, OD'd on Rogaine. Spit the hot shit, taking shots of propane. SOJ created her own lane. Face for a queen, got no time for a dumb thing. Nowadays to be heard, I gotta be rude and profane. Dumb down my knowledge, make me look like I'm some lame. It's a trip of niggas with chump change, be so vain. It's a principle of truth, IQAhmath his first name. Come on, everything the Most High does, I hold it sacred. No stopping the sun to Jacob, you still plugged in the matrix. Me, I took the red pill. Shook the snakes and the demons, keep them moving like the tracks in the treadmill. When I say I'm a Jew, I'm dead real. It's hard hats and flashlights on the hunt for Israel. We in the last days to see the killer be killed. But niggas is caught up with talking trucks and big wheels. Yeah. Okay, so understand what I'm putting out there. Red pillars only, okay? You wanna take the blue pill, microwave, popcorn your ass to death, go ahead. You know, I ain't got time for that, man. I'm too focused for that. The soldiers that I roll with is too focused for that. So if you wanna get down, get your mind right, come and holler at me, you know? Because when your whole shot comes back, it's a rap like a gypsy mummy. A lot of these heathens wanna trip and act a fool. I thug it out for the Lord, I don't need no tattoos. We drop bombs with the Bible while you stand there baffled. Looking like you seen a ghost, I'm with the Lord of hosts. Still keep a hood, crack the yak, and we can take a toast. Cheers. Here we go. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While IQAhmath, it's your brother IQAhmath. I acquired first name. IQ is all the same. Shabbat shalom to the families in the house, man. Hopefully everybody's doing well in the Shabbat, man. Blessed day of the Lord for those that keep the Sabbath. Saturday to sundown. It's Salakia. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Blessed Sabbath to you, right? Shalom and salute to the families in the house, man. Dropping into the chat. Saluting your fellow saints, bidding everyone a peaceful Sabbath. Shalom to all of y'all that's in there, man. All right. And those that will continually join us as the live continues on, Shabbat Shalom to you. We'll be celebrating our 5th new moon Sabbath this evening. This is just a prelude. You dig what I'm saying? The typical Shabbat DSTM, getting it in early. Right. If you have not already, you know what time it is. Wipe them feet on your way in. Hit the like button. Let's get the algorithms notified that we're in rebellion over here. You dig what I'm saying? Another transmission to disrupt the system. If I'm coming in clear, throw a 7 in the chat for me, would you please? Baba Kosha. 7 in the chat, if you please. If I'm coming in clear, everything's sounding all right, we're going to get right to it. If you please. And notice ain't a Bud Light. It's a smart water, all right? Some of y'all looking like, what?
I seen that blue and white can before. That's a Bud Light. No. And no paid promotions either, all right? I shouldn't even shown that. But the haters is always looking for some reason to point the finger and say, look, he's drinking Bud Light while he's no, slow down. All right, all praises. Looking like we're in good standards. We're in good standards. My brother Hosea, shalom to you, all right? Shabbat shalom to you. And the rest of the fam out there in Jamaica and London. All praises. All right. Sound like we're doing good. Okay, look. I know I always back cleanup, right? Everybody, scrambles and they hit the news feeds right away, which is all good, right? I wait till the 7 days and the smoke clears, and then I go in after I'm having the opportunity to analyze, collect data, discern, you know, apply the scriptures, wisdom and knowledge, understanding, counsel, might, and the fear of the Most High. Before I do the DSTM, so some of these things you guys have already witnessed, seen, may have heard some other uh, commentaries done, but y'all see, and one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm gonna always try to creatively come up with a name for some of these goofball leaders of America, Babylon, spiritual Egypt. All right. So for here on out, we're going to call uh, the current vice president and potential future president, come on now, Harris. Come on now, Harris. How do y'all like that? Put a 7 in the chat, man, if y'all wait, come on now, Harris. Because she's doing a whole lot of foolishness that make you say, come on now. Like, what are you doing? Who are you trying to fool? Come on now, Harris. If you with come on now, Harris, 7 in the chat. If you got a more creative uh, one, drop it in. Look like everybody likes, come on now. Come on now, Harris. She's out here making it clap for votes. Y'all seen her. Y'all seen her. And she's only helped furthering prove our point and other people's point that she is not our people. That she is not a so-called black woman as they're trying to parade around with race-based politics, saying she could be the first black woman female president. Oh, you got to vote for her because she's a black woman. Hold on. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. First of all, you're furtherly proven that she's not our people because no self-respecting so-called black woman who's guided by a moral compass would head her presidential campaign in hot Atlanta with Megan Thee Stallion twerking with a mid-cut shirt on, pandering for votes. No self-respecting so-called black woman would be out there having another rapper, Quavo of the Migos, endorsing her, talking about how he stands for her stance on gun right or stopping gun violence. Meanwhile, he's rapping about it with a lace see-through shirt on, looking at a feminine as who knows what. Then she's taking photo ops, acting as if she's pouring hot sauce on her greens. I mean, this shows you even more that she ain't our people because a black woman would not be doing that. There wouldn't be a need to try to prove your so-called blackness by out there. You say Kama Sutra. Well, that's another one. That's another one. But she's further proving the point. That's something a damn white woman would do. Oh, the niggas love twerking. Niggas love turned up hot girl summers. We're gonna have to bring on out the twerkers to try to pander the vote. You know, Hillary Clinton didn't she have that whole hot sauce routine when she was at Hot 97 or what was it, Power 105, whatever she did, and she was out there talking about what was the one thing that you have to have in your purse, and she said hot sauce. And then Charlemagne the goofy god He went and said, they're going to say you're trying to pander to the black vote because you're, talking about you got hot sauce in your purse. And Hillary Clinton laughed and said, "Is it working?" I mean, flat out just completely making a mockery and a buffoonery, and let alone the belittling of our mentality. Fortunately, there's enough of our people out there who's waking up to the tricks that her and her constituents are trying to pull, and they like, we're not having that. That nice try, you know. So let's get to it, man. I don't have a lot of time today, but we're gonna get right to it. So come on now, Harris, Kama Sutra Harris, uh, Cass Millie Harry. I don't know about that one, Cass Millie. I don't know if that one's gonna slide, but we definitely riding with come on now, Harris. I know, Uziel, you said Camel something, but for the sake of record, let's roll with come on now, Harris right now, and then we're gonna keep it moving. All right, but let's get to the let's get to the meat and the potatoes. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time today, but we're definitely gonna get it in. Why is my screen not sharing right? All right, so let's start here. Okay, as usual, we always got to update and see where we at as it pertains to the war. That's what we're all waiting on. We're waiting on the third woe. We're waiting on this, whether it's civil war, whether it's world war. We're waiting for some wars to crack off. There's a lot of things that's actually, sparking the interest of prophecy, where we're seeing, okay, Poland's making moves, NATO's making moves. Personally, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm tired of reading these same damn headlines about, China and Russia, they're making moves on America. They flew close to Alaska. China and Russia, they're teaming up. They're over in the South China Sea. Oh, Poland and their allies. Somebody get to it. Somebody get to it. And Shalakia Abba, because I don't want to be pushing the issue on your movement, your time, right? You know what? Let me make proper provisions. So I don't want to be jumping out the window, acting as if you know I got any say on anything. Oh no, so like Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Let me be clear. I don't want to be pushing the issue with the most high. All right, because it's on his timing. But sometimes I do get a little frustrated, because I'm looking like, damn it, we was almost there. And it's only really to prove that the prophecies that we're discerning, understanding is true, right and exact. And the closer we're getting to sealing the elect, the closer we're getting to um, our kingdom and the submission of our enemies, right? Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart and lean not to thine own understanding. So there's my repentance on record with y'all. I say I'm getting tired. I'm ready to, but let me check my spirit, because you know what? It is on the Lord's timing. Not leaning on my own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So of course, I'm gonna always allow, as we all should, let the Most High lead and guide. All I got to do is report. All I got to do is report. Let me get this other one in I believe it's in Amos. Oh, you know what? It's Amos 5 and 8. Let's read that. Right. And this is checks and balances, and I'm riding with y'all on this. Right. Amos 5 and 18, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. So, as much as I'd like to anticipate and push the issue for World War III and everything they get jumping off, I have no assurances on where I stand when judgment happens and everything goes down, and neither do you, or we, our faith and prayer is in the commandments, is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, is in the faithful promises that the Most High is going to take care of his elect during those times, right? And I faithfully believe that so long as I continue and my household continues and everybody else does what the Lord requires of us, that he will make good on his promise. He said he's not a man that he should lie in the book of Numbers. So we hold faithful to that. So I'm not going to jump out the gun. Oh, I want to get it on. But reading some of these things and just trying to see the strategy of the Most High's chess moves, sometimes you can get impatient. And that's why Yahweh Shai even told us, and your patience possess your souls in Matthew 20, Luke 21:19. So it says, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh, to what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. So, and let me get that other one in Luke 21:19. See, I keep it real with y'all, man. I check myself in the moment. So, I don't want to speak out of turn, because like the scripture say, what end is it going to be for me? Right? Any of us. Luke 21:19, in your patience possess your souls. So, like my elder Rasha says, if you're not in possession of your soul, someone else or something else is. So don't allow any other entity to possess you, right? Possession is real. That's when those spirits be jumping all over you. You feel me? All right. Well, Sister Catherine says she feels me. All right. There we go. So I ain't alone. But we're going to get to it, because it's my job to relay the news. I got to, I'm a glass half full type, So we do see, regardless, there is still progressions regarding this World War III situation. NATO's been running their major drills. China and Russia's running their drills. We see what's going on with Iran. We see what's going on with Palestine, Israel, Venezuela. I mean, there's things that's going on. We just have to be patient. We have to observe, watch, pray. You understand what I'm saying? So we can see these things fulfilled. So it is still good news that we do see Poland and NATO launching joint exercises on Russia's doorstep. It's still good news. Can't be upset that they ain't make a move or Russia didn't move on the defense and launch something. But we see it's inching closer and closer. So let's be settled. Let's settle for that. All right. So Poland, NATO, and its allies launched a joint, quote, Eastern Aurora mission on Russia's doorstep. Poland and other NATO countries have started air defense operations designed to reinforce Polish airspace, which borders both Ukraine and Russia. Operation Eastern Aurora involves support from British and American armed forces. Oh, didn't slow Biden when, he stepped down and gave a speech? He said, under his administration, America hasn't been in war ever. I mean, in 3.5 years, we've been involved in more wars than the damn previous 3 presidents. What's he talking about? We're in Ukraine. We're in Israel. We're in the Middle East. We're in Africa. We're in China and Taiwan. Well, what is he talking about? Just because it's not blatant U.S. is at war, quote unquote, no. They're operating as proxies. They're training. They sent F-16s and tanks and everything else. Remember Slow Biden said, oh, when we start saying tanks and trains and matter of fact, hold on, Shalaki. Let me see if I can find that. When we, with the idea, as he loves to say, when we start sending planes and tanks and such, I think I got it. But y'all remember, if I can't find that, you know what I'm talking about. That's okay. I can't find it at the top, but I had it saved on my computer. Okay, hold on. See, now I'm compelled. Now I'm compelled. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to be patient. Give me 1 second, y'all. I was gonna be patient and just say, don't worry about it. But I want Snow Biden to be quoted. Uh, where do I have that on my computer? It's here somewhere. Hold on 1 second. Nope, that's not it. Oh, that's not it. Dang. See, I don't want to take the time trying to find that dang bastard. But he definitely said it. And I made a little video of it. It's on my computer somewhere. And I hate to have y'all sitting up here, see me goofing around trying to find something to bury Slow Biden, who's already, been put out the pasture. But y'all should remember his quote. And I ain't gonna keep goofing around. Let me just go on and get back to the business. Uh let me go and get back to business. But y'all seen the quote, and you heard Slow Biden say it. Yeah, Carlos, for real. That's it's always sobering thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? Uh, and on top of that, because we said that, let's get one scripture on that. 2 Corinthians 13. 2 Corinthians 35. But y'all heard Slow Biden say that. Watch me find it after I'm done with the live. It's gonna be like, oh, there you go. See, 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. See, we're constantly in improving mode. We're constantly trying to show ourselves approved. We're constantly trying to make ourselves known to the Most High through our works, actions, and deeds, and belief and faith. Right? We got to constantly examine ourselves. There's a vast amount of our people, man, in Israel. I've been in this truth. All praise to the Most High, going on 30 years. And I've seen almost everything. And there's always something that can, raise an eyebrow, make you say, "What the hell? How the heck did that happen? Where did he go? What happened to her? What happened to him?" Every so often there is a raise an eyebrow moment, But seeing a lot, seen come go, come in and stay strong, be powerful, strong. Brothers that was my elders, even name me, are no longer in this faith. That could be really shocking, or that could be really harmful to somebody's growth in this truth, where they're like, damn, this brother was my elder, brought me in, helped me learn, and took me under his wing, and now he's gone. Like, well, how does that work? If you come in with a mind frame of, oh, I got to follow this person, you definitely gonna get yourself caught up. That's why the Lord said we got to examine ourselves. Got to constantly do checks and balances with ourselves in this walk, man. A lot of our people is out there really acting a damn fool. They don't have no idea. It's one thing to believe and say, yeah, I'm in the truth. Yeah, I'm Israel, but you're in it for the wrong reasons. You love the turn-ups, you love the party, and you love the fellowship. You love the gang mentality. You love you love the gossip and murmur with other sisters. There's certain elements of the world that you still find within the truth. Oh, you got some say, man, you can run out there, get your prostitute. Who cares? I mean, there's always still elements. Some telling you you can smoke weed, you can do what you want. Oh, you can hate you came in not liking Hispanics and Native Americans. You can find you a camp that's going to settle you in over here, or vice versa. Northern Kingdom, oh, I hate them blacks. And so you find a camp that'll satisfy that. There's still elements of the world, and still elements and pitfalls that Satan lays out there, man, that has our people stumbling, tripping, and falling, while still saying Shabbat Shalom, while still saying Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakatah, and not really, in this truth for real. The sifting of the Most High is going to be going down, separating the wheat from the tare, so forth and so on. But it's definitely going to be a proven and a trying moment as we move on. And that's just in the spirit. That's just a little off topic, but this is where we at. Luis says, all praise to Luis. All praise to Luis. But yeah, here we go. So let's get back to the topic. All right. But that was just a little personal encouraging and a little personal testimony that we can all share, you know, a little reproof and just a little encouragement so that we can all stay on point, man. Keep our eyes on the prize, right? Um, so we see here, okay, more doorstep knocking, World War III talk. Moving on, we see Taiwan is readying citizens for a Chinese invasion and it's not going well. So Taiwan is going to be in desperate need of help, which means who's got to get involved? That's right. They white zaddy, America, is going to have to come to the rescue. They're, Shalaki, this saying it's a little off balance with the text. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it right on the spot. I'm about to shrink this down a little bit so it don't look all overlapping. We shrink this a little bit. If it's a little small for y'all, don't worry. I'm gonna read it. All right. So Taiwan being on the precipice of war itself. Remember, China said by 2027, if Taiwan doesn't bow down and become one with China again, they're going to use force to make them submit. Taiwan has already took the stance that they're not going to be in agreement with it. They've already begged and cried, pleaded to America for their help. America has acknowledged and said, yes, you're one of the many of nations who is sucking on the poisonous teat of the mother of harlots, Babylon. You're one of the many who have drunken the wine or the fornication of America. I have to take care of you. So Taiwan is going to be heavily dependent upon America, which will draw them into a greater war with China and America and Iran and all of its allies. That could also be the trigger of World War III as well. So the Most High is setting up multiple chess moves to put America in checkmate. Right now, they're in check with China and Taiwan. They're in check with Russia and Ukraine. They're in check with Israel and Hezbollah and Hamas. One of these is going to be checkmate for you chess players out there. America's going to have nowhere to run, nowhere to turn, but to face this opposition. And it was just I forget the cat's title, man, but he was just a war analyst, former, had some involvement with the White House. And he said on record, America is not ready for World War. America will suffer defeat at the hands of Russia and China. They can't handle that. America gets packed out by China and Russia, it's over with. But thus saith the Lord, that's how it's going to go down. So that's only giving more credence to the Most High's word. So look at this. Taiwan is trying to tell their citizens, get ready. And it says it's not good. It's not going well. Taiwan's government has been trying to improve its defenses by extending mandatory military service and revamping ongoing training for reservists as part of a broader shift in defense strategy designed to make Xi think twice before taking a gamble on use of force. So they think they're going to intimidate Xi Jinping in China, who's got one of the largest foot soldier armies in the world, and they're nuclear capable. They think that by them enacting the draft and mandatory training for reservists, they're going to make China back down. What? See, that's what's wrong with these damn Moabites, man. They can't think with their heads on straight, man. They like, blow up dolls and bobbleheads. They don't understand true reasoning. It's like, what you think that you making mandatory service, which is one thing that we see happening all over the world now. Remember, we've already talked about various countries in Europe resorting to conscription, meaning the draft. We've heard about America talking about it. Taiwan is talking about it. Why are all these countries all aligning themselves up for World War and even talking about we're going to have to draft and get prepared if nothing's going on? I mean, while they're hooting and hollering and having Holy Ghost parties in the church, While the so-called black conscious community is running around with stones and crystals and beads and African heads on and selling our people old relics and dumb tours going to eat. I mean, where are they preparing the black consciousness or the black people? You know, where you know, all of the indigenous movements that's going on. None of them is even talking about these particular things because why? They don't have the truth. They don't understand what the scriptures is proclaiming. As we pattern everything according to these prophecies, we're seeing what's going on, man. Oh, the whole world is preparing for war, and our people is preparing to go out tonight and go party. So let's talk about it, right? But look, it says, but young Taiwanese are not answering the call. They don't want to go to war. They know it's over with. They like, man, you trying to have us, you trying to line us up to go to war with China so we can get put to death? No, thanks. But young Taiwanese are not answering the call, and Defense Minister Wellington Koo recently acknowledged a lack of equipment and instructors has slowed attempts to professionalize reservist training. I must honestly say that we need to quickly strengthen training as there is still a lot of room for improvement, he told legislature in June. So the defense minister is already saying, man, look, we ain't got the equipment, the manpower, or nothing. We ain't ready. If it goes down, we're going to get caught with our pants down, right? Which only means what? They're going to be heavily relying upon America to come save the day. Red, white, and blue, Captain America flying over there trying to help preserve that place. That's why it's going to be a triggering point for World War III. If anything goes down, they got to go over there and help them. And it ain't going to be, oh, we'll send you some tanks, we'll send you some troops. No, they're going to say, look, we ain't even got time to train on this stuff. We ain't even got enough men. We need you on boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. We're going to need planes, trains, tanks, automobiles. We're going to need the bombers. I mean, we're going to need the submarines over here, battleships, the whole nine, right? Now, look down here. It says such omissions may concern Donald Trump, who has signaled a more transactional approach to American support for Taiwanese defense if he is reelected president in November. So Trump has already went on record and saying, man, I'll try to negotiate some transactional things. We're going to talk money. We're going to talk terrorists. We're going to talk whatever. But I'm not joining. I'm not going to jump in there and help you fight. So that could be a problem. Taiwan wants to create a professional backup force to support 155,000 active duty soldiers. All Taiwanese men born in or after 2005 are now required to enlist for a year of service, while some 2 million former soldiers are supposed to complete refresher training every 2 years. So they prepping themselves up. All right, here we go. Iran, look at this. Now, you notice that there's always some intelligence of these attacks before they happen, right? And I always sit back and say, who keeps dropping these little down? Where are they getting this word from? How do they know these things are going to go down? Unless they're already pre-planned, or they're lying, or who knows what, right? But look at this. Iran plans to attack Israel on Tisha B'Av, the Jewish Day of Disasters, Western intelligence says. Iran reportedly plans to attack Israel on the day of Tisha B'Av, when Jews mourn the loss of the first and second temples. Okay, first of all, that's not even in the scriptures. There is no holy day of fasting in remembrance of the destruction of the first and second temples. You see, that's the GMO Jews, the GMO frauds, creating and making their own holy days. And now America, and I believe that's supposed to take place on August 12th to the 13th. It's supposed to be a day of fasting and mourning, for the destruction of the temples. Meanwhile, they don't give a damn about the damn destruction of the temples. They got gay parades going on over there. Everybody out there smoking cigarettes. They living their life, playing, having fun, doing whatever. You think them frauds is over there worried about the temple? Please. So here they're getting information because of the recent bombings and the killing of the Hamas general and the bombing in Lebanon and whatnot, and the threat of Iran attacking, somehow they're getting some word from Western intelligence. Could be America, could be one of the Western European states, telling them, "Hey, we heard Iran's going to bomb you on either August 12th or 13th. Get ready." You know, there's reports that they had intelligence a week before the October 7th, quote unquote, terrorist attack, and did nothing. So we're going to see if on this day this goes down. If it does, and they had word, they allowed it to happen. This was a planned attack that they allowed to go down for a greater agenda. What could that be? Drawing America into World War III to help Israel. You just seen Netanyahu come over here and lay down his speech, and all these damn American politicians are running out there drooling and slobbering at the mouth, talking about how great a speech it was, and they haven't heard anything more powerful since FDR and all this other madness. And it's like, damn, wipe your mouth, man. They out here slobbing the guy down as he came over here pandering for America's support. So will this be the thing that draws America into that greater war? We'll see. They got intelligence, so everybody keep an eye. Between August 12th and 13th, that's this fake Tishba B'Av day that they made up regarding a religious fast for the first and second temples, which is nowhere in the scriptures. But anyway, that's when a bomb is supposed to go down. If it goes down, they knew about it and they let it go down. If it doesn't, then this is just some more fake news that gets put out there in order to hype up a greater situation. We'll see. IDF strikes Beirut. Hezbollah commander responsible for Majid Sha'am's strike confirmed killed. So we know that there's been some retaliatory strikes by Israel that they've actually bombed inside Lebanon and Beirut, which now encompasses upon the territories of Iran. That's why Iran has came to the table and said, we got problems. We're going to look at that in the scriptures in a second, right? They vowed that they're going to have revenge. Hamas leader dead, fire and fury, fears of all-out war after Israel assassinates Hamas chief in an airstrike, and Iran vows we have a duty to avenge him. Iran has said this since, this is why you got to, either take it with a grain of salt or, take good heed to it. Because remember when the president of Iran got put to death in that helicopter crash, they vowed they was going to do something about that. There was other generals that got killed and put to death. They vowed they're going to do something about that. And then really haven't, stood on business, as the youngsters say, and did anything of significance. Let's put it that way. Right. So they're saying they're going to unleash an attack. And that's where we get the intelligence saying they're going to do it on this fake holy day. But we'll see. We'll see. Fears of a fresh war in the Middle East are rising after a suspected Israeli airstrike took out a senior Hamas leader and sparked fury among the terror group's allies. Iran's staunch backer of Hamas said it is Tehran's duty to seek revenge for Ismail Haniyeh's blood after he was killed in the capital. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei vowed to enact a, quote, harsh punishment. So we'll see if they do what they're saying. If anything, it will unleash World War III, because we'll let me get a couple more of these articles, and then I want to wrap it all up. So Hamas says Beirut attack is dangerous escalation. The U.S. is now is on record backing Israel. Remember, not too long ago, Slow Biden and his constituents backed down and said, we can't support you anymore. We're not sending any more weapons because you're over there bombing refugee encampments, and you're sabotaging the food runs and everything else, and we're not with it. But then they double tongue speaking come out and said, "I'll never leave Israel. We're always going to back you up." And but now they're back on record saying that they are going to back Israel come hell or high water. Right? Hamas calls the IDF Beirut strike a dangerous escalation, while the White House avoids comment amid escalating tensions and ongoing ceasefire talks. You think, come on now, Harris is prepared to deal with this? She's going to jump in the fray and get the cracking with immediate policy and pressing the war buttons and all that. You seen what happened last week when I played the video of her having to answer a question about the Ukrainian refugee crisis, and she laughed it off and said, "A friend in need is a friend indeed," and bowed down to the Polish president and said, "Here, you go first and answer that because I don't have anything in my notes to answer that." You know, you think she can laugh her way out of this? You think she really ready? Y'all know the answer. That's rhetorical. You know the answer. You know the answer to that, right? Hamas called IDF retaliatory strike on Beirut, targeting Hezbollah commander Fuad Shakur. A dangerous escalation, as the White House said Israel has a right to defend itself against Iranian-backed threats. Here they go again with that same old line. Israel has the right to defend itself. Well, we've seen much more than defense. We've seen plenty of offense going on their behalf, right? Our commitment to Israel's security is ironclad and unwavering against all Iran-backed threats, including Lebanese Hezbollah. U.S. National Security Council spokeswoman Adrian Watson says. So, you're going to see a lot of that coming up. A lot more female empowerment, female to the forefront, And here we see it again. Israel has a right to defend itself against the severe threat it faces. And there they go with the constant trance like repetitive talk. Israel has the right to defend itself. Israel has the right to defend itself. That's like that. If anybody's seen that Manchurian Candidate with Denzel, it's a remake of the old original, but they were getting implanted memories, thoughts, and all was being told to do the same things. These wind-up doll, assassins and whatnot that they was putting on mind control, putting under mind control, right? And this is what they actually are doing. Now look, Turkey's president says his country could enter Israel to help the Palestinians. So now we're seeing Turkey entering the fray regarding who they're backing. So the U.S. stands out and says, we're going to come to Israel's aid. Now Turkey says, we're going to back up the Palestinians and we're going to back Iran. Now, this is key because Turkey was a former member of the EU and they formally backed out. So now they made their separation. Let me see if I can find a little article real quick on that, because I do remember. Oh, they dropped from NATO. I said the EU. Well, they damn near the same. Turkey contemplates NATO exit in 6 months, right? Turkey's NATO membership should be reconsidered. They're looking to get up out of there. They don't want no more parts of dealing with the beast system, right? So they want to go and align themselves with the Muslim Brotherhood. Now, getting back here, right? So Turkey's president says this country could enter Israel to help the Palestinians. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has raised the possibility that Turkey could enter Israel in support of the Palestinians as a significant step up in its harsh words toward the Jewish state over the Gaza war. So why is this important? Because, the prophecies is telling us that is going to be, it's going to be a move that's going to have to be made. Let's look at Isaiah 51. And it's Isaiah. I do. I got the wrong Jeremiah. I'm tripping. Shalaki. Jeremiah 51, right? And why am I not seeing that? 27. Slacking. Why I say 7? 27. Let's scroll down some. Okay. Now, let's look at, let's start at 25. So Jeremiah 51. We'll start at 25. We'll read down to 27. It says, Behold, I'm against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. So the destroying mountain is America, right? This is a metaphor. The mountain represents peoples, nations. That's in, Isaiah, the 2nd chapter can tell you that. Micah, the 4th chapter, tell you that. It's metaphorical, right? Who is the destroying mountain? I mean, what nation is not going? What nation is responsible for going around destroying not only the earth via its technology, punching holes in the ozone layer with its rockets and satellites? Who's going around destroying the earth, colonizing various countries and lands? Who's the one going out here imposing democracy all across the world, destroying minerals, destroying peoples, taking over lands, taking over political landscapes? America does it all. That's the destroying mountain, right? It says, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. Well, I did a lesson a couple of weeks ago regarding America going to be burnt by fire, right? So there's no question where that's going to come from. Why is going to be a burnt mountain? Because that's the judgment that the Most High set upon America, that it will be a smoking heap laid down by thermonuclear fire and warfare, right? Continuing. It says, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh. Clearly, we know that that's America's judgment, right? Again, go back to that lesson. You'll see that that was, laid down. Verse 27, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her. So various nations are going to be aligning themselves against it. That's according to Revelation 17, where it says the 10 horns are going to hate the whore. They're going to make war with her. Obadiah 1, and I think it's verse like around 7. It says that all them that were in confederate with her are going to turn against her. Why is it saying her? Because Revelation 17 lets us know that Babylon is the mother of harlots. This is why she has a female moniker or female identity, because it's a whole, to put it blunt, with poisonous milk, rotten, stinking, spoiled, curdled milk that comes out of her breast that all the nations can't get enough of. Right? Prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat. Now, kingdoms, plural, right? Of Ararat. This is the point I really want to get to. Mini and Ashkenaz appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. The horses coming up as rough caterpillars. That's the tanks. That's the warfare that they're going to come up with against America, right? But look at this, the kingdoms of Ararat. Now, if we look here, and this is on Britannica.com, just real quick. Mount Ararat, this is where the ark rested, in Genesis, the 8th chapter, dealing with Noah, right? Mount Ararat, volcanic massive in extreme eastern Turkey, overlooking the point at which the frontiers of Turkey, Iran, and Armenia converge. So, Ararat is right at the border of Armenia, but we see the two nations that it's inclusive of, Turkey and Iran. Remember, it said the kingdoms of Ararat. So Turkey and Iran, and quite possibly Armenia. But right now, Armenia is an ally of America. So we can't even really include them at this point. At this point. Why do I say at this point? Because we know that many of those that are in league with America are going to turn their back on them. Right. But we do see the two key players that we're reading about right now is Turkey and Iran. And Jeremiah says that they're going to be set up and a trumpet blown and to prepare war against America. See that? Kingdom of Ararat, that's Turkey and Iran. They're going to be brought up to bring warfare to America. So it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. And we see this playing out prophetically here as Turkey comes to the table. Iran has already came to the table and said that they're going to vow revenge. We see that there's already the spark has been lit between the GMO Israelis versus the Palestinians and Hamas. We see what's going on with Hezbollah. We see what's going on with the armies in Yemen fighting against America. So all the cards is on the table. We see it. We see it. Man, you gotta stay really special. Yeah, all praises, Allah Kabar, Allah Kabar. I see you. Yeah, if y'all ain't been keeping up, I know how it goes. Some of y'all don't get the. Let me just highlight. Much slack it for the distraction, but I do need to inform y'all, right? Some of y'all don't get the notifications. Sometimes y'all ain't prepared for me to do things during the week or whatever the case may be. Some of y'all see the title. Oh, Library Chronicles. I don't like to read. I'm cool on that. I don't need no book. Some of y'all be running from reading and getting your library game up. But yeah, I did another Library Chronicles last Monday. If you did not get a chance to see it, but a triptych of poisoners was the topic, dealing with more evidences of the evil nature of Cesare Borgia, the fake Christ that's out there right now. So definitely, y'all go, check that out if you have not. Especially you brothers that's out there teaching, brothers out there that's educating, uplifting our people. You got to have some evidences for our claims. Don't go out there parroting about who Cesare Borgia is and you ain't got nothing to back it up with. All right, you got to have that. Scriptures tell us to prove all things. You're required to do that. I'm required to do that. I'm giving y'all jewels to get to it. You got to do the rest. All right. So getting back. So hopefully everybody sees that. Jeremiah 51, 27, 25 to 27 is prophetically showing us what's going on. We've even seen Iran being involved with selling and giving drones to Russia to help them with the fight. So clearly the Kingdom of Ararat is involved in the war as we speak, in real time. In real time, this is going down. So the prophecies of Jeremiah that we're seeing happening, Jeremiah 50, 51, Revelation 17, so forth and so on, 18, we're seeing it all happen. We're seeing it all happen, right? Let's continue. Now, why didn't this get much media coverage or fanfare, right? They're talking about Israel has the right to defend itself, right? Well, look at this. At least 30 killed in an Israeli airstrike on a school in Gaza. Palestinian officials say, because it came from them dirty, stinking sand nigga, Palestinians, it can't be real. They're saying it, so we're going to give it minimal coverage. 11 people died from a Hamas attack. All hell breaks loose. Israel goes on a rampage, bombing schools, assassinating, Hamas generals and everything else. And America stands back and says, they have the right to do that. They have the right to defend themselves. I mean, we've seen and been on record, right? Is 85 for that one? Yeah, that's a little gem, man. That's a little gem. I'm gonna have to I get with you on it. I get with you on it. Now we see on record, we've seen America backing Ukraine, which has been called the most corrupt country in the world. America's even said, we can't have you in NATO, man. Y'all are just too corrupt, too evil, too wicked. All wicked, right? At least 30 killed in the airstrike. Bombed a school. Nobody say nothing. You understand? But they have the right to defend themselves. But this gets no coverage, right? Let's move on. U.S. to send more warships, fighter jets to the Middle East to bolster defenses. So we're seeing even more activity going on with war in the U.S. involving themselves in the Middle East. Slow Biden says that they're not at war, ain't nothing going on, right? But we're definitely seeing that quite the opposite. America's getting active on all fronts. All praises. So this is even more evidences of, who's really running this place, who's running the earth, right? Venezuela election chaos. They've been having riots in Venezuela since the election. They've been having riots in the UK over a stabbing. I believe 3 little girls got killed by a quote unquote migrant, I believe. There's been riots still going on in Argentina. So when we're hearing about, let's get Ezra, let's get it through the scriptures. And y'all should know where we're going. Say it with me. Second Ezra. Second Ezra 9. And let's just jump down, 1 down to 3. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So, uproars of peoples in the world. Well, what's going on in Venezuela? Venezuela had their election, right? You had Nicolas Maduro against oh, it's right here, Edmundo Gonzalez, right? Now, Maduro has been the president since I believe Cesar Chavez came down. And this is why I say it's important for y'all. I've made a I don't know how many times I done told everybody, go watch the documentary South of the Border. Not South of the Border. Is it South of the Border? I done forgot. I believe it is South of the Border. Is it South of the Border? I'll tell y'all the right one. Yeah, let me help y'all out. If you have not seen this yet, it's hour 18 minutes. It will really help you understand a little bit more about the political landscape of how America and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, colonizes and controls countries, in particular, South and Central American countries, through war, coups, unpayable loans, the whole nine, right? South of the border. So since Cesar Chavez was taken down or, passed away, Nicolas Maduro has been the standing president. Inflation is still out of control. People calling him a dictator, the whole nine, right? He hasn't lost an election until now. Now he came up against Edmundo Gonzalez, and they're saying that Edmundo won in a landslide. 60. Some of the polls say he won 60% of the votes. Somehow Maduro is still the president. You follow where I'm coming from? Oh, they're saying there was an election interference. Oh, this was a fake election. Venezuela, going Caracas. Venezuela on the brink of civil war after both Putin's pal, Maduro, and opposition leader declared victory in the tinderbox election. If anybody's seen some of the videos, man, they're going at it with the police. Some of the police are, look at this guy, Beatty Bop. There you go. Okay, that's a fitting name for you. Venezuela is on the brink of civil war after both Vladimir Putin's pal Nicolas Maduro and opposition declared victory. The tinderbox election has seen autocrat Maduro threaten a bloodbath if he loses the standoff. Official results said Maduro 61 had claimed 51.2% of the vote, while opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez 74 received 44%. Why are we even talking about this? Because we're looking at what's happening with the elections. Now, look who steps in and says who's winning, who validates the victories. America got to come in. America comes in and says, we recognize that Edmundo Gonzalez, he really won. This is a fake election. There was election interference. Oh, there was tampering. What happened in the 2020 election? Didn't America have the same issue when one party was saying the other one cheated to win? And they looked at him like he was crazy. Like, what are you talking about? There's no way. This is a fair election. Da, 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 da. Oh, January 6th, we got to lock everybody. But here the same thing happens in Venezuela, a country in which they're looking to get back control of, because Venezuela had broke free from them and paid off their loans and went back to their socialist economy and so forth and so on. Even though it drove them down with inflation and jacked them up, they didn't want to be controlled by American IMF anymore. Maduro carried on. So now they want to have a new puppet leader jump up in there and take control. So America jumps in and says, hold on, this is a fake election. There was some fraud going down. We recognize, and this lets you know who runs the earth. Why would America have any say so in regards to another country's election and them saying who won and who didn't? And why was it important? Why does anybody care who the U.S. recognizes if America doesn't run everything? And the so-called white man is not the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the devil that the Bible speaks of, the wicked that controls the earth, the mother of harlots, Babylon, spiritual Egypt, and Sodom, and so forth and so on, right? If they didn't. So the U.S. recognizes Venezuelan opposition leader as winner of contested election. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Thursday that the opposition was the clear winner in Venezuela's recent presidential election and not the current authoritarian leader. So here they are trying to validate and say who wins and who isn't. Why is that? America's got to be the one to pop up in there and tell you who we recognize as the winner. Washington's backing comes as regional leaders are urging President Nicolas Maduro to show proof of his self-proclaimed victory. Blinken says the evidence is overwhelming that opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia won Sunday's race. He blasted Venezuela's electoral council for conducting a deeply flawed election that clearly did not reflect the will of the voters. Did they not just have the same issue jump off here? But now they standing on saying, oh no, we don't like when things aren't done right. We don't like when there's frauds in the mix. Proverbs 11:9 says, a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. A hypocrite with his mouth is going to destroy his neighbor. They're trying to set up Venezuela for more destruction because I'm sure they've got hands in the pockets in puppeteering Mr. Gonzalez as a puppeteer leader that America's going to, want to control. And it's going to wind up getting them destroyed right along in the process. A hypocrite with his mouth destroyed his neighbor. So here they come in, want to offer their little, 2 cents, right? Yeah, we recognize that there was election fraud. Yeah, you know what? We looked at the numbers and yeah, this was wrong. We're going to need to see proof. Matthew 7. And let's, I'm going to read 1 down to 5. Judge not that ye be not judged, right? For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thy own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, the beam that is in thy own eye? See, this is all the self-reflective actions that a hypocrite does not do. America should be looking at their own situation instead of peddling and meddling into other countries' business. America's got problems galore, but guess what? Because they run the world, they have to be in everybody's business. They're not going to behold the beam in their eye. Let it be. It's going to continually blind Americans until it gets destroyed. That's the plan. Verse 5, thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thy own eye, and thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote of thy brother's eye. They can't follow principles like this because they're wicked. So one instance here, they want to recognize voter fraud, but don't want to talk about their own situation. Find that very interesting. All right. Look at it. We were robbed. Despair in Venezuela after Maduro victory. What they're doing is light compared to what we're seeing in January 6th is light compared to what they're doing down there in Venezuela right now. They bombing, hitting up the cops and the whole nine, and some of the cops is even switching up, saying, "We're joining the protesters." Yeah, we don't like what's going on. If anybody that can attest to it, Allah knows. I've been talking about Venezuela for damn near 14 years now, saying, "Watch this. Watch what's going to happen. Americans going to follow down the same pathway." Thousands of furious Venezuelans took to the streets Monday to protest what they called a stolen election, tearing down posters for President Nicolas Maduro as the banging of pots and pans echoed through Caracas. Venezuelans weary from years of food shortages, dwindling household incomes, and a leftist government criticized as authoritarian expressed despair after the electoral council loyal to Maduro said he won the third term in Sunday voting. See, this is interesting because down in where was it? Argentina, they had this big election. Milei, he's supposed to be the new Trump, pro-populist, nationalist, this, that, and the third. Man, you look at Argentina is a wash pot right now, man. They thought he was going to, turn everything around. Everybody, all the people was riding with him. Oh, yeah, he's going to change everything. He fell right in line with his elite controllers. Inflation now is well over 100 some odd %. I've showed y'all articles and cover stuff, how bad it is down there, man. People have to decide whether they're going to eat or pay their rent. I mean, it's all kind of madness going on over there. Venezuela's been in trouble for years on end, man. Food lines, rationing out, vital needs from soap to bread to water, you name it. They got to ration water. Water gets turned on for 20 minutes a day. You got to fill up as many buckets and jugs as you can because you won't have any water for the rest into the next 24 hours. Energy shortages. I mean, and they're sitting on black gold, oil reserves in the whole nine that they can't utilize because America shut them down and said, look, if you're not going to play ball, if you're not going to kiss the ring, we're telling everybody not to deal with you. So that oil, you're going to sit on it. You can't do nothing with it. Venezuela used to ball out. All the resources that they got down there, man, they used to ball out, man. Now you got lawyers and doctors out there prostituting themselves and eating out of trash cans. That's how bad it is. Money getting thrown in the streets. They're making purses and bags out of them. I've showed the images before. The money's just worthless now. People are down there utilizing grams of gold to get haircuts and buy food and all of that now because the money's worthless. Yeah, it's all bad down there. They thought, hey, maybe we can vote our way to a new system. No, not going down. But here come America trying to step in and impose their will because they want a new puppet in there so they can control the oil reserves and the people over there. The topic at hand, let's look at it. Y'all seen it. Let me go and let it ride.
My name is Kumpet Peas, and 12 years ago, I started an after-school robotics club.
In the mall with her, mama have a ball with her. Somebody call Rihanna, I'm about to draw with her. He with the state because he in the wild women.
Fair use. I'm gonna stop it there. Fair use, because the music is playing. They may try to tag it, but you know what? I'll do it without the music.
Legs on his head, now he loves hard with me.
This is the damn minstrel show folly that Kamala Harris has instituted into the Black consciousness and Hispanic consciousness to say, isn't this what y'all like? Isn't this what you want? Now, they were saying that Kamala Harris was having issues with voter turnout on some of her speaking engagements. 50 people here, 60 people there. Couldn't fill up, a high school gym. Yeah, well, one of her speaking engagements, I forgot where it was at. It was at a high school gym. That's a pep rally at a high school. That's not the deal with a whole presidential election. How you can't pack out a damn high school gym with all of this populist talk that they got going on for her? Very interesting, right? And matter of fact, people gonna say, "Yeah, he lying." You know me, I don't do that. I'm trying to see where was he. Look at this, Milwaukee, right? Speaking to a packed gymnasium at West Allis Central High School on Tuesday, Harris started her remarks by recognizing Biden and pledging to unite the party with just over 100 days until the general election. We're talking about a presidential election. She's got to go to a high school gym. That's where she can max out. But meanwhile, she the next thing since sliced bread. Everybody loves her. $200+ million donated within 24 hours. Every blackface sister on TV is endorsing her. Every sodomite brother's out there getting her back. Black media is jumping on the bandwagon. And what's so interesting is you see more so-called black folks running out here than you see the East Indians. Elon ain't even running out there supporting it like that. I ain't seen none of them run out there holding hands with black folks sitting up talking about Kamala Harris. What? That ain't going down. So she's out here packing in high school gyms, but she's the most popular, president coming up. They're saying that the reason why all these people was here is because she had to throw a free concert. So she gets one of the more ratchet leading ladies. And let me make a point to that. And sisters, hold your heads. This ain't misogynist. This is just the truth. Okay. One thing's for sure, two things for certain, man. If you have not noticed, the Democrat or the Democrips have been weaponizing the black woman to be their mouthpiece for a long time now. In particular, you've seen what happened with Slow Biden in his campaign. Who'd they use? BLM. BLM, paid for by George Soros, headed up by 3 so-called black women who were known members of the community. You know what community we talking about? The Alphabet Gang, the LGBTQ plus HIV plus all the rest, right? Plus all the rest. They were being used as mouthpieces and weaponized and running around for the votes. We see it again now. Now they're using Meg Thee Stallion. Now they're using a lot of these quote unquote so-called woke black sisters out here, to come to her defense and her aid as a fellow black woman. Well, we've clearly shown and proved that she is not that. But they play on the emotions. They play on the pride of our people, just wanting something to identify with. That's where we come into play. That's when the truth comes into play. Our people's desire to want to know who they are, a sense of belonging, want to have empowerment. That's all found in the scriptures, man. You don't need to be looking towards the White House, Egypt, Babylon, so forth and so on to identify you any longer. But this further proves that she is not our people, because she says, well, the only way I can get these people up in here is I'm going to have to, make it clap, drop it low. Look at the sister over here. Look at it. This is supposed to be the standard that if the narrative was true, she's a black woman wanting to lead the nation and be an example for our people. This is the example that she's setting for y'all. For those who believe that narrative, for those who believe and say she's for us and she's our people and this, that, and that. This is what she thinks of you. She's going to continue with the patterns of ignorance. She's going to continue with the patterns of destruction of our people, in particular our sisters, who are already dealing with Jeremiah 3 cursings for rebelliousness and stiff-neckedness, already dealing with Deuteronomy 28, already dealing with all the other Hosea 4 and 6, so forth and so on, right? She's going to furtherly perpetuate that because she said, this is what you want, this is what you need, and this is how I'm going to get you in. Now, mind you, even after this,
so you think you know Wix? Do you really?
They would say that.
First up, we've got shit.
In the mob with him, I'ma have a problem with him. Somebody call Rihanna, I'm about to trial with him. He
They wasn't
with his
saying
name, cause
for
he in the wild women. Put his legs on his head, now he loves power with him.
They
You
look
will
lost.
never catch me calling these being petty. I ain't lying, brother. Just to make me happy. Lifestyle winner, tank fitter.
But here they go. They got the cameras out.
What's happening? I'm a hot girl.
I mean, really, there's no movement going on in the crowd.
On my outfit, don't say
But
quit.
this is
Cause
what they're
I'm
pandering.
thirsty. He
This
too
is
mad,
what-
mad. They
This is
wanna
what
hurt
has
me.
been bad.
I'm a
But like I
hot
said,
girl.
fortunately, I've seen some
You will never catch me calling these being
brothers and
petty.
sisters
I
out
ain't
there who's
lying,
like,
brother. Just to make me
we're not
happy.
falling for that. She should be
Lifestyle
ashamed of
winner,
yourself.
tank fitter.
Meg the
It
Stallion,
never
you should be
happened if
ashamed of
the
yourself.
what's
Doing that,
happening.
doing
I'm a
all
hot
that.
girl.
Or even
I'm too hot.
accept
Finish
this
it, come.
particular book. You know what she came out and said?
Don't say
Oh,
quit.
Kamala's for the black woman. She's for us in our bodies and letting us do what we want with our bodies. So if you want to be able to continue doing what you want with your body, vote for her. So, and this is how you know she's a parent, because she's supposedly a college graduate, so-called educated black woman, but decides to say that, you know, the best way that she's going to make a living and to empower herself and her people is to drop it like it's hot and make it clap and whatever else she's out here doing. That's going to do it. It's like you know better, but you continually doing the foolishness because that's what sells. That's what gets you money. Kamala Harris is following the same blueprint. This is a complete mockery, man. Let's get over here in the scripture. 2 Timothy 3. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." Verse 6, this is the key one though. "For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth." You see who the target is? It's playing still? Shalakia. I thought it was turned off, man. I don't understand. I thought I was off that slide.
Wix.
All right. How about now? Let me double back. The water the quad. Let me double back. I mean, and you even see that. Let me double back. 2 Timothy again, 3:1. "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." I mean, I don't need to show y'all examples. Everybody's living it. We've all can see and have had experiences with all of these particular spirits, all of these particular incarnations of evil happening in our daily lives, right? Verse 5, "Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away." Verse 6, This is the one I want to bring out. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. This is why I said that they're going to concentrate on attacking or utilizing or weaponizing women to lead the charge on this campaign. They already had a Zoom meeting. There was some Zoom meeting with a bunch of sisters. There's a little coalition. They're already on the meetings talking about how they got to vote for her. You know, we got to motivate we got to help the sister win, right? You got white women out there. They're having Zoom meetings with white apologists and the whole nine, talking about how they got to get out there. You got white men voting for, what is it called? White dudes for Kamala or something like that. It was a Zoom. Yeah, white dudes. See, white dudes raised over $4 million for Kamala Harris. Discuss women's rights, right? Look at this. White women and white dudes pledge their allegiance to Kamala. This is USA Today. This is Reuters. They're having these meetings. And there's the same way that they're doing, with these little white Zoom meetings, is black meetings going on too, headed by black women. Why? She's not our people. But they're just so stone cold on utilizing race-based politics to try to get your votes. If our people just stuck with what the scriptures say and the law, we're supposed to be excluding ourselves from this whole arena of foolishness. We covered the law last week. We're not even supposed to be dealing with any of these heathens being reigned over us. And they're not just, and they're not going to follow the laws of the commandments. So we have no dog in the fight. But the ignorant of our people still want to be entertained. Look at it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Some of our people are waking up and they ain't with it. They out here like, the minstrel show again? No, we're not doing that. Oh, you taking a photo op with some hot sauce? Come on. Look at Sirach 26:25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. Kamala, come on now, Harris, I should say. Come on now, Harris. She's shameless. When you set up your biggest rally surrounded around entertainment with Meg Thee Stallion twerking and shaking her ass all on TV with her backup dancers and the whole nine, and then taking a selfie with Kamala Harris sticking her tongue out. Look at this picture. Did y'all see this one? Where is it at? I mean, and look at him. He was out. This the guy Quavo. He's going out speaking at the same rally, talking about how we got to get out and vote and support Kamala Harris for gun violence rights and this, that, and the third. What is he wearing? I mean, a see-through sweater, damn near lace, with a tank top on, look like a halter top. Really looking effeminate. And it just is what it is, man. This is who they want back. This is who they want back in. But I'm trying to find the other picture with her. Meanwhile, he's and she's talking about, quoting his lyrics, talking about Trump don't walk it like he talks, and thinking, I guarantee you, she can't quote no lyrics from none of these songs. I mean, it's ridiculous. Acting like she really be sitting in. Maybe she does. Maybe she is that ratchet. Who knows? I have a hard time believing it, though. See, look at this. I got to remember where that scripture is at. There's a scripture I believe in Jeremiah would talk about uh, the women in Israel sticking their tongue out, acting like harlots. I got to remember that one. But this is a professional picture for a presidential candidate, and this is like they. Come on, man. I don't need to say no more. Y'all know that's what's going on. Okay, exactly. You said a minstrel. Yeah, that's about right. The minstrel show, for sure. But look at this. I mean, again, furtherly proven that she's not our people. Who else is taking photo opportunities to show that you're putting hot sauce on some greens? I mean, what is she eating? These little dried out, cornbread. And this is furtherly how you know. She's supposedly at a barbecue joint, right? A president-elect. At this point, she probably was a vice president. Oh, where's the Secret Service at? They didn't shut the place down. They're not fearful that there could be potential threats of assassination, anything like that. No, nobody's worried about her safety. She just pops up into a barbecue restaurant, not a care in the world. And somebody just happens to take a picture of her pouring hot sauce on some greens to show you black folks. Oh, I'm like y'all. I eat my hot sauce too. Pulling a Hitlery, right? Let me see if I can find that one. No, I can't find that one off the top. But there's a scripture talking about the women of Israel in their mouths and sticking their tongues out. I can't remember it. But I mean, this is the type of stuff we're talking about. She taking a page out of Hitler's book, talking about she always rolls with hot sauce, but clearly we see it's on the table. So she didn't bring her own, but she's gonna take a photo out, and she looking like she don't know what to do. How much should I put on? Ooh, before I pour it, right? This the folly that goes on. So she's furtherly proving our point. If anybody can't see through that, man, you must be blind. Coab, you said Jeremiah 9? It might be. It might be. I gotta go back and search it out, but I don't have time to find it right now. But if you know what I'm talking about, or at least you've heard of that scripture. You saw Isaiah 57:4. I'm not sure. Let's see. But clearly, we see what the Most High said: a shameless woman will be counted as a dog. Now, what is a female dog? A lot of brothers use that scripture to say, look, there's a reason to call a woman a bee. If she's shameless, she's like a female dog. Yeah, I think that is it. Ashar, good looking out. That might be it. Let me see. Isaiah 57:1. The righteous perisheth, and no man laid at the heart. And merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Yeah. When we see mourning of someone righteous that gets taken away from us, put to death, a loved one, somebody in the truth, so forth and so on, we mourn it and we question sometimes the Most High judgment of trying to figure out where, when, and why, or could have been avoided. But it says that we don't consider that they could be taken away from the evils to come. When people are concerned about, oh, there was a stray bullet killed a 3-year-old baby. How could they? Why? Why would God do that? A righteous God wouldn't do that. Well, yeah, he would if he was taking that child away from the said evils that's to come. So they don't have to be tortured and put through the ringer of Jacob's trouble. Remember, even Yahweh Shah said, woe to them that are with sucking with child in the last days, because it's going to be difficult. You got dependent mouths to feed and babies to nurse and so forth and so on, and you on the run, living like a pilgrim. Could be caught up and thrown in the camp. Most I said, well, you never know. The righteous can be taken away from the evil to come. Continuing on, it says, he shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness. But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceresses, the seed of the adulterer and the whore. Against whom do ye sport yourselves? Against whom make ye a wide mouth and draw out the tongue? Yeah, that's it. You're on point, Ashar. Now, notice it says, the draw hither the sons of sorcerers, the seed of the adulterer and the whore. So this is the actions of the wicked. The adulterer and the whore. Well, America, the great whore. We see our people caught up in witchcraft, caught up in idolatry, caught up in various forms of religious denominational worships, caught up in the whole spirit of embracing your quote unquote inner whore. Now they even are trying to shame me, saying, don't talk about a female with no moral standards because you're quote slut shaming. You know, don't shame the sluts. They want to run out there, they want to spread their legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry and do whatever they want to do. Don't speak on them, otherwise you're shaming them. And that's wrong. But how do they sport themselves? It says, how do they carry themselves? How are they going out there? What are their actions? Against whom make ye wide the mouth and draw out the tongue? Are ye not the children of transgression, a seed of falsehood? Who's opening wide their mouth and drawing out the tongue? We just seen it. This is the hot girl summers. This is the ones who's out here, you know. These are the ones. She's on record, laying with multiple rappers, sleeping to get ahead. She's the one that got caught up with the whole. She got shot in her foot, and the other brother, Tory Lanez, get locked up for it, and they got into it because you know. I don't know what they saying it is, but apparently he was cheating on her with one of the females that was at a party with, and they got into it. You know, she you know, she loves to drink. They always talk about her being a damn drunk and acting a fool, you know. But this is the model that, you know, Kamala Harris wants you young so-called black women out there to raise yourselves up to be like, because she thinks this is what you niggas like. How bad is that? Here you go. You know, cheeks out, everything. Sun's out, buns out. Right? There they go. You know, every chance she gets, she looking back. She trying to throw it back. You know, because Kamala ain't got no salt. And she probably, you know, Miss 6 o'clock, she can't do like a sister can. But she said, I'll use it. There she go again. See, every minute she trying to show off. Enough of that. Kids is watching. Let's move on. But you know, this is what it's about, right? And she pandering to sisters, and she gonna weaponize sisters to get out there and be the forefront of voting. And if you don't fall in line, you're shaming. They already got the plan lined up. Let's look at this real quick.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need with full business.
Do you remember when Kamala Harris?
Now, again, here's a sister. They're running to her defense already, right? Now, mind you, it's a minute and 29 seconds. She's going to clear it up at the end, but she's coming to her defense already because there's a narrative that's out there saying that she locked up thousands of black men for minor weed offenses. And that went down during the debate that she had with Tulsi Gabbard, or whatever the Edomite's name, but when she was running for president back in 2020. Tulsi Gabbard, whatever her name is, she came at Kamala in the debate, beat her up in the debate. But during the debate, she said that she had thousands of black men locked up for minor weed offenses. And when she was asked whether or not she smoked weed, Kamala Harris laughed. So this sister decides to make a little video saying she's going to fact check that claim because that's being used against Kamala. God forbid, you know, she actually participated in locking up some black folks. Let's let her explain.
Harris ran for president in 2019, and people were saying she was behind the incarceration of thousands of black people for nonviolent weed offenses.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
Turns out the entire thing is a right-wing lie. First off, where did the thousands number come from? As far as we can tell, and according to the AFP, the number comes from a Washington Free Beacon article that said 1,560 people were jailed in California between 2011 and 2016. So during Harris's tenure as California AG for nonviolent marijuana convictions. That article cited data from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, or the CDCR. When the AFP contacted CDCR, they found out that this data was for all inmates, not just black inmates. The CDCR said there was no... Okay, so the disclaimer is that it was definitely 1,500 plus, but they wasn't all black.
So that's a fact check. Okay, it wasn't all black folks. All right, fair enough.
No data that broke these inmates down by ethnicity nor gender. Second, black males in jail made up roughly the same amount before and after Harris left the AG.
Now, this is interesting because if you just look at these particular statistics, and you know, obviously this isn't the point of the video, but when you look at, and we were just going over this last weekend after the Sabbath, we were looking at racial demographics in different states. Surprisingly, I'm still shocked. And I'm still gonna double check. I still got to go back on it. But California is only 5%, damn near 6% black now. California as a whole, right? But look at the percentage of people that is incarcerated, black males. We only make up so-called 5% of the population in California, but over 28% of the jail population. And there's not an agenda to lock us up. When there's more of us locked up than there are on the streets, is what these statistics are saying. That's of 2017. But let it go.
Amount before and after Harris left the AG job. Third, to better understand Harris's views on nonviolent marijuana offenses, we can look at her time as DA in San Francisco.
So listen to this. They said to better understand her tenure regarding nonviolent, offenses or whatnot, look at her time as a DA, a district attorney in San Francisco.
From 2004 to 2010, there were 1,956.
Now, from 2004 to 10, there were 1,956 marijuana convictions, and just 45 of them resulted in jail time. What does that tell you? Oh, I like that, Hyena Harris. Ooh, we might have to throw that one in the mix too. Interesting. Now look at this. She's the district attorney. Almost 2,000 marijuana convictions. That means people were arrested, detained, locked up, given court dates and trials, maybe lost their jobs, now have blemishes on their records because of, this running with the law. How do you only have 45 of them result in jail time? That means that she was weak as a district attorney, that here she is having to deal with almost 2,000 marijuana convictions, and she can only prosecute and give 45 of them jail time. That shows you she was a bad lawyer. That shows you that she was a bad district attorney. And it shows you the harassment that was going on. Now, I'm not defending weed, none of that. I'm looking at facts, period. Right? That's one thing with me. Call it what you want. And I hate to have to do it this way because it sounds like I'm trying to, encourage or show Trump. No, what I'm looking at is the truth, the facts, and calling out and seeing lies and bullish when you see it. And it just so happens that we just see a lot of folly going on really on both sides. Trump does a good job of playing his cards. A devil when you see it. He already put his cards on the table. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Nobody needs more proof for him. The Democrats are the ones who were out here playing cloak and dagger and acting a fool, right? Playing this misinformation and race baiting and all this other foolishness, right? So there's more to show for them. So for anybody wondering why my name, it's in my name, it's in my spirit, it is what it is. My name is IQAhmath. IQAh means to see. I means to see. Yaqar means precious or valuable. Ahmath means truth. So to see the precious or valuable truth, I look for the truth. I'm trying to find out what the truth is. That's what I value. That's what I'm gonna expose. And in the meantime, lies have finally got to get exposed. So when you're looking at this, 1,956 marijuana convictions and only 45 of them resulted in jail time. She only got 45 convictions. That resulted in jail time. She didn't ruin a gang of people's lives over foolishness and could only prove 45 times. What's the percentage on that? I'm not even gonna do the math. This only goes to show you she's terrible at her job. Let me back it up.
San Francisco. From 2004 to 2010, there were 1,956 marijuana convictions, and just 45 of them resulted in jail time. Not to mention, but she was also a champion of the Biden-Harris admin's pardons for federal.
See, this is why you know the sister's blinded, because she don't even recognize how bad of a percentage of turnaround with the conviction rate and the jail time. If those 1,956 arrests led to convictions and jail time, that meant they had stone cold hard evidence cases that she proved and got people locked up for it. They violated the law. The majority of those things didn't result in no damn jail time, which meant that she didn't have the opportunity to convict because they was on some bullish. Why we don't highlight that? That's interesting.
Weed convictions and the reclassification.
Here no one should be jailed just for using or possessing marijuana. Well, we know Slow Biden is taking his turn because why? They got weed at the White House, coke at the White House, sons of dope fiend. Like, come on. You're back when he was doing the 94 crime bill with Hillary Clinton and he was backing it up and all of that. And he was profiling for a little quarter size of crack. You should get 5 years and nothing. And But because he knows there's so much marijuana usage and recreation, this, that, and the third, they banned him break for Jake because they want them votes, right? You know, he out getting high right now, probably.
Of weed as a less dangerous substance. I am in no way saying any of this data is particularly glowing for Harris, but at least if you're going to judge her on her true record and her full record. Do you remember when Kamala—
I'll give her that credit. At least she said a disclaimer. She's not in any way saying that this is making her look good, but at least deal with the facts, which I can respect. Only problem is those facts still make her look bad. All right, let's continue.
Harris.
Now look at it. Harris energizes low-income voters, dispirited by the Biden economy. Oh, now she got the little poor, broke Black and Hispanic folks excited now. Why? Because she was out there, you know, making it clap with Megan. She dumping some hot. What has she done to energize anything? She hasn't had no speeches on no policies. She hasn't done anything. She hasn't even picked the vice president yet. I mean, but where's the energy coming from? Why are people so excited to say that she's going to turn the economy around when she can't even answer simple questions? Come on. Let's move on. Come on now, Harris. Hyena Harris. What else do we have? Kama Sutra Harris. I mean, you pick whichever one floats your boat. All right. Look, Trump's team had a Harris strategy. Then he went off script about her race. Oh, so that now you know, they even say, man, it's racist, man, if you can't even say her name right. Is it Kamala, Kama Sutra? Come on now. we're racist now. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. See, Donald Trump ignited a firestorm by questioning Kamala Harris's racial identity and attack that risks harming his larger campaign strategy to define her. Now, again, it's going to sound like I'm not defending him. It's just the truth. Who made race the issue? Hadn't the Democrat, aren't they the ones that have been running out talking about, possibly the first Black, with that disparaging term? No sound? What? 1 2 1 2 1 2. 7 in the chat. Can you hear me? Carlos, let me know. As far as I know, I should be all right. What I miss? Where'd I leave off at? Y'all didn't hear me? Okay. All right. We good. Okay. So look, they're saying that he made racial issues. As far as I know, when she got elected, that was the first thing they was pushing. Oh, first Black woman president possible, blah, 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 right? He comes down and said, wait a minute, I didn't know she was Black. As far as I know, she was Indian. You're racist. How dare you even question her ethnicity? You the one put it on the table. So somebody goes back and backtracks and says, that's not true. What are you talking about? Who would be off? That's like Trump saying he's a Black man or whoever, Slow Biden or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But somebody doubles back and says, that's not true. When did you become this? Don't be racist. You know, but that's when you fall into the pronoun game. He, her, them, we recognize me for whatever I want to be. That's why she stands behind the drag queens and the LGBTQ plus HIV community and all the rest of them, because here she is playing to the sympathies of all of this foolishness, this fake woke foolishness. So he questions whether or not she's black or not. Look at this. This is from 2016. California's Kamala Harris becomes the first Indian American U.S. senator. I just seen a video. I just seen it. You hear my side, that's how you know we're in the hood. When you hear the ice cream truck out there in the hood, you know where you at. But look at this. I seen a video with it was still a video, but Power 105, the Breakfast Club, and they was taking calls about it basically was saying, black people still ain't voting for Kamala Harris. And one Jake was on there was like, Kamala, I ain't voting for Kamala and this, that, and the third, right? And Charlamagne got, it's Kamala. Immediately jumped to his defense. And the Jake was like, yeah, whatever. You can play that game if you want to. And he was like, look, she's not even black. And then Charlamagne says, she never said that. She never said that. She wasn't, that she wasn't, no. He said she wasn't black. Oh, no, he said she was Indian. Says she was Indian. He was like, he never said that. She never said that. Have you read her book? And the brother was like, man, I'm not going to read her book. She's on video saying she's Indian. And he shut up after that. But he later on said, well, yeah, even though she says she's Indian, but she's Indian and black because they and then he doubles back and says, but we shouldn't get caught up on all that. We know we can't keep falling for the same old story with Trump. You falling for the same old story between whether it's Trump or Democrats, Democrats, Republicans, they all running the same game. They all running the same plays. He's talking about Trump is running the same thing. And here we see Kamala Harris and the Democrats, they running the same damn thing. But he wants you to choose whichever, foolishness you want to get drunk off of first. The facts is here. California's Kamala Harris becomes the first Indian American U.S. senator. She's on record saying that she's Indian. Video, articles, the whole nine, man. She never was claiming that she was black until it suits her purpose. Now that she's in the presidential seat, now all of a sudden she's a black woman. Come on, man. Let's stop the foolishness. Y'all know. Just need to pull some facts out. That's all. Let's go. Look at it. Paris Olympic organizers are sorry for the Last Supper opening ceremony. Y'all seen last week and before the abominable opening ceremonies that they did at the Paris Olympics. Okay, Paris doing the usual, man. You seen all of the folly that's going on. They did a mockery of the Last Supper, which is the Passover, a high holy day within our nation. They got damn sodomites and drag queens playing roles of Christ and the disciples. This is just abominable, man. It's completely abominable. But this is when they're going to be in complete defiance against all righteousness. Remember, I just got to saying that they're going to be despisers of those that are good in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, right? We're seeing it all play out right in front of us. Now they want to come out and apologize for it, but it's too late. The spirit that's going on over there in Paris is a representation of the world, Babylon, the whole nine, right? Too late for the sorries. Look at this. We've been seeing this Negro, man. Snoop has been showing his teeth in all the damn Olympic events. He's out there, the tennis matches, he's at the swimming events. He's, but notice his chain. He got the Baphomet chain on. And as you can see here, Baphomet, the figurehead of the spiritual incarnation of Satan. This is the demon god that the so-called white man worships in his occult circles. We know Snoop Dogg is heavily involved in the entertainment industry, which has been turned over to Satan, right? This is what when we read about Second Thessalonians, Ephesians 2. Ephesians 2. Let's read 1 and 2. It says, "And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in times past ye walked according to the course of this world." Remember in 1 John 2, 15 and 16, it tells you that the ways of the world is enmity with the Most High, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life. These are all things that emulate and show forth actions of sin, being an enemy of the Most High. Love not the world, neither the things that's in it, right? It says, where in times past you walked according to the course of this world. What happened to the Ephesians? They used to follow after the ways of sin, the ways of evil, following after Satan, but repented. But look, according to the prince of the power of the air and the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, the prince of the power of the air, that's Satan. He's the one who has encompassed the world. When we're seeing the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, we're seeing all of those particular spirits manifesting that we see in the 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. We're seeing how are they even running presidential debates now with debauchery and minstrel shows and twerking and all this other stuff. That's to attract the audiences. Entertainment, movies, everything else is all based upon the flesh. All of the lust. Look, that's because Satan is opening all doors and all gateways. Pedophilia is up. The LGBTQ plus HIV community is running the show. Drag queens is teaching and reading to the kids. Baphomet statues in Detroit and in Kansas. Snoop Dogg running around with a damn Baphomet chain on. That ain't a sheep. What's he saying? Oh, he's a lost sheep, man. Snoop, you got some answering to do, man. We demand an explanation on that chain. Among whom also we had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and whereby nature, the children of wrath, even as others. Going out there representing America and hanging out with damn athletes and thinking you got something to do with. Look at United States Olympic jacket on with the Baphomet chain on, showing his allegiances to the elite and to Satan. You got some explaining to do. Because ain't nothing going on in that Olympic Games but satanic worshiping, occult figures, abominations. And they showed you just how it started off with that opening ceremony. Blaspheming the Last Supper and the whole night. Snoop should have been walked out. LeBron shouldn't have been carrying that damn flag. But no, they've already compromised themselves and made allegiances with the beast. As we see the Most High is moving on this place, France, telecom fiber optic networks have been sabotaged. They've had blackouts out there. We're seeing the Most High constantly moving and doing little things. But you've seen the sabotage in the train, terrorist acts on the trains. The Most High showing he's not pleased with what's going on over there. Following after damn Olympic Games and Greek Games and all this other foolishness. Look at this. Olympic athletes dive into the CN days after it was deemed too contaminated with poop for safe swimming. I told y'all last week about that movie Paris Underwater and how Netflix always seems to have some movies on deck that's indicative of what's going to happen and what's going on in the world, especially when it comes down to tragedy. So, when it was time with the pandemic and everything else, all the damn Contagion movies and everything else was being shown out. People was locked in, quarantined at home. And all of a sudden, guess what's on your suggestive channels? Look what just dropped on Netflix. Oh, Contagion here. Oh, Breakout here. Everything, all is somehow falling right in line with what you're doing, with how you're living right now. Amazon too. And if anybody's seen that movie Paris Underwater, you'll see how it comes. And it was all revolving around this damn CN River that was having a swimming competition that ended up getting invaded with sharks, and sharks took over and killed everybody and collapsed Paris. But they're talking about this same river was filled with poop. Filled with poop, man. And they said, oh, it's safe. Go ahead and dive on in there. Really? No, I'm not doing that, man. They said it was contaminated with you fill in the rest. Let's look at Luke. And look what they did with Yahushua. Luke 11:14, we'll read down. It says, and he was casting out a devil, and it was dumb. And it came to pass, when the devil was gone out, the dumb spake, and the people wondered. But some of them said, he cast out devils through Beelzebub, the chief of the devils. So, when Yahweh Shai was doing his healing, he had one particular individual had a spirit of dumbness on him. He was mute, spirit on him, had him shut down, right? Yahweh Shai healed him. He was able to speak again and articulate, speak with wisdom. And the Pharisees and Sadducees and everybody was looking around. They said, man, the only way he was able to get that devil up out of him is because he cast him out through the power of Beelzebub, right? The chief of the devils, and others tempting him sought of him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against itself, against a house falleth. So verse 18, if Satan also be divided against himself, how shall his kingdom stand? Because ye say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub. So Yahweh Shai was cutting him. He was like, man, how in the hell can I be cast? I'm divided against myself. If I'm working under the power of Satan, how can I cast out myself? I'd be divided. I can't stand like that. Well, who is Beelzebub? Let me get this definition right here. Beelzebub or Baal-zebub, right? Look at this. Lord of dung or filth. That's in your concordance. Look under the G 1015, right? The rabbinic word dung. You know what dung is? S-H-I-T, right? God of Ish. Lord of the flies. Dating back to the Canaanite god Baal, right? Baal-zebub, Beelzebub, right? Why do I bring that out? Because here they are at this Olympic event, and they're telling we see the satanic nature of the opening ceremonies. You see representations of Hollywood stars and rappers and all this other stuff running around with Baphomet chains. You're seeing everybody, all these Olympic athletes, telling them, go anoint yourself in the sea and the pool of Ish, of Beelzebub. Dive into that water and anoint yourself. Baptize yourself in the pool of Ish. You understand what I'm saying? That's the satanic spirit that's floating all around there. That's where you see Satan is the power of the prince of the air, because the whole world is over there and that spirit is circulating all around and people are getting infected physically and spiritually. Olympic triathlon racers finally dove into the CN following postponements due to poor water quality test results. Will the water stay swimmable? Why was it poor water? Because they had poop all in it. And they got everybody jumping in there talking about it's safe. Didn't they say that about the things they was poking in their arms? Oh, it's safe and effective, don't worry. And next thing you know, people are dropping dead with heart failures and all kind of other madness jumping off. Right? Let's move on. A few more things and I'm going to close out. Microsoft got hit with another global outage. Users were unable to access emails, Xbox, and 365 functions. That's the Microsoft package with Word and Excel and all the other stuff. They had another outage. So we see the global construct of what happened with the Microsoft outage that happened a couple of weeks ago. They're still having some issues jumping off, right? So be on the lookout for any number of things that could go off. Another cyber attack, grid down scenario. Who knows? How's the economy doing? National Drug Store shut most of its stores in Ohio and Michigan, bringing the total since announcing bankruptcy to nearly 800. Who are we talking about? Rite Aid, CVS, right? Rite Aid has now closed 772 stores since October 2023, representing over a third of the roughly 2,000 locations operated before it fell into bankruptcy. We see how this is affecting people because guess what? Black folks has got the high blood pressure, asthma, and everything else that have necessities and needs for these particular prescriptions. Now they're getting pushed out. We're already in food deserts. You can't get good food anywhere, right? We was out in Detroit a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to find a little grocery store to hit before we go to the camp and before the end of the Sabbath, before the Sabbath began, I should say, and there was the top two that were from where we was at. They had a Whole Foods, and then there was another place called Royal Fresh. So we looking at our pockets, looking at Whole Foods. We was like, me in particular, I'll speak for me. I was like, man, we ain't doing Whole Foods, man. I ain't trying to get got out here. Royal Fresh sounds like a decent little spot, man. We can go hit that, man. Plus, it was only like 15 minutes from our next destination. So I'm like, man, let's hit Royal Fresh. Sounds in the same neighborhood. I mean, it was a second grocery store after uh, Whole Foods. So you figure, you ranking them. We get the Royal Fresh smack dab in the hood, man. Some old little, some old little rinky dink market. But Bayan, I love Detroit, man. Y'all don't leave my city alone. No, it was all love, man. Detroit showed us massive love, man. It was beautiful out there. But for real, Royal Fresh, we was like, what? Of course, beautiful sisters working in there, man. Look, it was ran by Jake. I know it wasn't owned by Jake's, but it wasn't nothing but Southern Kingdom sisters working up in there. But it damn sure wasn't the Royal Fresh I had in my mind. I thought we was going to like maybe an Amazon Fresh or something similar in the veins of a Trader Joe's or something like that. But I was off on that one. But here we are already in food deserts, man, and now access to prescriptions, medical care, convenience stores being shut down. Thanks to Bidenomics. Biden says that it's all great. Everything's cool. More drugstores is closing. I played a video maybe about a year ago of them closing CVS's in the hood in Boston. And the elderly was like, look, I used to be able to, send somebody to run over to the store and get my prescription, or I could, go over here and walk or take the bus short little trip. Now they're moving it out the city. I can't make it over there. Don't have the means. I mean, who wants to have an 85-year-old Nana having to take the bus to a whole nother city to go pick up her prescription? So who's going to be crippled by this the most? You know it. Our people is. Michigan and Ohio are hit the worst with an astonishing 3 and 4 Rite Aids in the two states are now shut down. And as they have, I've covered articles and shown everybody, 70% of Americans are on a prescription drug. 70%. We ain't even talking about the jakes that's, on fentanyl, weed, crack coke, whatever else they on, heroin, lean. You might as well say 95% is on drugs. But if you got 70% that's dependent upon some sort of drug because, they got the kids misdiagnosed and geeked up on mood altering drugs from school, as a child psychologist is telling them, yeah, he's a little hyper, we got to throw him on some Ritalin, we got to throw him on some Prozac or, panic attacks. Maybe we got to throw him on this, that, and the third, throwing our people on all kind of damn drugs. And now you're taking the access away. You get them hooked on it, and then you're taking out the damn drug. People going to lose their damn minds. Lose their minds, man. Watch the moment transgender boxer Iman Khalif batters a female opponent. Just another sign of what's going on there at the Olympics, man. They're letting the men go in there and beat up women. No harm, no foul. Everybody's fine. And meanwhile, there's questions regarding, whether or not this. I don't know if it was a transmission or what's going on. But some are now coming out saying he's actually a biological born female, but the testosterone levels got her, twisted. But either way, she got banned for high testosterone levels before. But she went up in there, man, put the beats on some Italian Edomite. She quit within 46 seconds. It was like, I'm not doing this. But for sure, we know that they're incorporating the Transformers into the sports. Dudes is in here, man, swimming, beating up females in MMA. They doing it all. But that's all indicative of where America is, remote controlling the image of the world, right? Uh, yeah, combine definitely got to go out some miles. You talk about food deserts, man. Detroit definitely was in a desert. Uh, just like much of our own neighborhoods, man. Everybody living inner cities. We're left with, I mean, when we was in the D, man, it was competing fried chicken restaurants across Popeyes across the no, you know what? I seen one Popeyes. That's one thing I didn't see. A lot of Popeyes, but definitely seen churches, every other place with, they all combining chicken and fish get, places, uh McDonald's, the usuals. And then but you go to eat my neighborhoods, man, they ain't flooded with Taco Bell and uh churches and Pizza Huts and all that other stuff. They give that to us. They get Whole Foods, they get um Amazon Fresh, they get, Trader Joe's and Aldi's and whatever else, they're getting the fresh mom and pop restaurants, you know. You might get a little McDonald's or something in there because, even they get a little sweet too for some trash. But mostly, man, they prey on us, man. So you know how that works. You know how that works. But we see the image of what's going on in the Olympics, man. They beating up, men is in there beating up women, man. No outrage, no nothing. You see this? Rioters were attacking police during the vigil in the UK for the stabbing victims. So more uproars of the people. Mentioned this earlier about the uproars of the people, the rioting that was going on. This is really based upon they out there protesting, talking about Muslims get out. They attacked the mosque out there in the UK. So it's getting turned up out there in the UK for sure. Over the death of these three girls that got stabbed. Job growth totals, 114,000 in July, much less than expected as unemployment rate rises to 4.3%. Oh, finally, they're going to come out with a little truth. They've been lying, cooking the books for as long as they can, and now they cannot help but come out with the truth. Slow Biden just popped out talking about how great the economy is, job numbers down, wages is up, and blah, blah, blah. Hold on. This caused a major shake in the world economies. Look at this. Global stock market meltdown as fears grow, U.S. economy will collapse. So as Aladad and myself and others have been talking about a quote unquote black swan event that could actually happen. Yeah, well, we've talked about economic collapse, could be war, could be a virus, could be, a technological grid breakdown. Well, we've already seen the Microsoft thing hit. We're seeing war playing out. You see a little civil war, being talked about in Venezuela. The UK's got some issues jumping off. Who knows where it's going to go. But once they unleash them real numbers regarding unemployment and the economy, stock market went crazy. Everything down. Stock market's down, crypto down, gold is the one thing that's surging because when you have those precious metals, when it goes up against the fake paper and goes up against the the digitized economy that can get switched with a push of a button, the inflated numbers that they tricking on this stock market, man. The only thing that was really boosted up was is gold. Silver's holding pretty steady. They won't let silver jump off. But gold is one thing that's booming right now. But they're concerned about an economic collapse as they put out the real numbers about how hard and how people are hurting out here in these streets. Popular Italian restaurant chain closes more than a dozen locations across America without warning. Employees are, as former staff members, are disheartened. Buca di Beppo, family style Italian spot in California, Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, all shut down. That's give you more incentive to show you where we're at, right? 120-year-old furniture chain to shut all 380 U.S. stores in weeks, but will clear stock with a massive bargains first. Oh, so to make matters worse, they got to put stuff on clearance before they close everything. 380 stores, man. That's 380 people or 380 stores with employees is not going to have jobs no more. Hitting the unemployment line, looking for the next place that they can pick up some change. Gone. And they've been open 120 years. They can't survive in damn slow Biden economy. So the ultimate collapse of America, man, you see it financially. Banks is closing, furniture stores closing, small businesses closing, stocks down. I mean, you name it, man. But as long as Megan Thee Stallion is out there popping it, who cares? As long as Kamala Harris is out there dumping hot sauce on some nasty looking greens, some dry cornbread, it's all good. As long as Trump is out here talking about fight, I got you. With somehow a miraculously healed ear within days, I guess everything's fine. China wants to start a national internet ID system. Oh, so Asia, who wants to be like the Great Whore, we've talked about that in a second after 15. Here they go. Don't forget, this is still coming. Digital IDs. I've talked about this ad nauseum too, but they're putting it into effect. And who do they always use as the guinea pig? Oh yeah, Moab. Moab will quickly bow down to Esau. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, shalom, brother Isaac, man. Shout out to Jacob's Lost Tribe. Them some good brothers out there in the D, man. We did some good work with them out on the Shabbat holding camp. So it was all good, man. All praises, man. The water for tuning in. Hopefully you brothers as well. It's hard to be anonymous online in China. Websites and apps must verify users with their phone numbers, which are tied to personal identification numbers that all adults are assigned. If you do any research, you see how China is operating with the Big Brother system. It was a one-child policy. I think they boosted it up to 2 now. You see everybody riding around on bikes. That's the idea. 15-minute cities. You ain't got to go nowhere that you're going to need a car. That's why they're importing all the damn cars from Japan over here. That's the idea. They want everybody controlled, tracked. I showed y'all the video before with the Chinese woman. Or she could have been Korean. I don't know. She was Moabite. Let's put it that way. And she had her one of her in-laws, I think her cousin or somebody, gave her a debit card, put some money on it, but she couldn't open it until she did a facial recognition. Remember that? And she kept trying to do it on the phone. She couldn't get it unlocked because it's all locked into one particular system, man. Your ID, your face don't match up. You can't get access to your money. Oops. Can't buy or sell unless you're rolling with the B system and the M ARC. You understand what I'm saying? It's all here. It's all here. And you ain't gotta put your hand out to do it. You ain't gotta lay down on the table for somebody to poke you up in the forehead to get it. They already are systematically implanting it. People are going to roll with it or be excluded. Let's continue. Taco Bell to roll out AI drive-through, ordering in hundreds of locations by the end of the year. So Taco Bell is going to be putting some poor Black and Hispanic folks out of jobs because you won't be working that drive-through no more. AI is going to take over that. AI is already flipping burgers and shoveling out fries at an all AI-driven McDonald's in Texas. They got the burger spot in Pasadena. AI and the robots is coming over, taking over these jobs. Taco Bell. AI is about to run that thing. Gen X, millennials are facing higher risk of cancer than previous generations show. No surprise, increasing cancers. Gen X, unfortunately, they're going to be hit even worse. I mean, it is damn near everything is cancer laden. You got forever chemicals and cancer agents in the water, in the food, in the plastics, in the vaccines, in the air, in the Wi-Fi, in the technology. It's everywhere. Everywhere. And these generations that are locked into this technology, they already plugged into the matrix, man. Born in the matrix. You understand what I'm saying? That's all they know. Raised on tech, raised on the food, raised on. They're going to get it even worse, man. You know, that's a systematic way that you're going to. You want to talk about population control? Want to talk about it? Look, I showed y'all the article a while back about ecoscience and how they said they were going to put cancer agents and all that stuff in the water. Right? So there you go. It's working. Aggressive homeless camp sweeps begin in San Francisco. Oh, look at that. Aggressive. And look who they used to get them up out of there. Here go Massa, right? And here go the Toms, man. You know, Massa saying, "Hey, get him, boy," and they go and do the bidding. You understand what I'm saying? So they out there forcibly pulling the tents down, dragging Jakes out, right? After they done set them up, got them living all on the streets, told them the tent cities is all good. Now remember last week, Governor Gruesome said, "Hey, clean them up. No more homelessness on these streets." That's one thing, man. In Detroit, man, we barely seen, if any, homeless people. I don't know if we was missing the wrong spot, but we was all in the hoods, all over the place, driving around and everything. And I ain't see it. I ain't see near tent. I know that for a fact. I ain't see no tents. And I said, man, they must be shacking up all these damn abandoned houses and all that. That must be the case. They find a shelter somewhere, man. But out here, they out here removing Jakes forcibly, man. And it's a shame, you know. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe I'll give one scripture about the law. Deuteronomy 16? No. It might be 19. 19. All right, see you, man. I'll see you later. Not 19. It's Exodus. There's a scripture about the poor. Let me see. Slucky. It might be. Is Leviticus? Maybe it's 15. It might be 15. Yeah. Yeah, it's 15. Deuteronomy 15, not 16. Here we go. So if they were following the laws, right? If America had some decency, man, and knew about it, this is why you can't vote for these damn heathens, man, to put them over you. Because they're not going to follow this. And they can't, because it's only made for us. Look at it. Deuteronomy 15:1. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. And this is the manner of the release. Every creditor that lendeth out unto his neighbor shall release it. He shall not exact of his neighbor or of his brother, because it is called Yahweh's release. So this is where all debts are every 7 years. Any debt that a brother has to another is to be forgiven, right? No matter what was still owed on it, no matter what it was. However, look, you might have been 2 years into your debt, but guess what? After them 2 years, we hit the 7th year. That was 7 years, right? So 7 years. Every 7 years, there was a release from all debt. Everybody got a fresh start, got a chance, an opportunity to rebuild again, right? Of a foreigner, thou mayest exact again. So the heathens, you definitely are not out of debt. You still owe. But that which is thine with thy brother, thine hand shall release, save when there shall be no poor among you. For Yahweh shall greatly bless thee in the land which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance possess it. The Most High didn't want any of our people to be poor. We shouldn't be destitute. I shouldn't be talking about so-called blacks of 5% of California, but meanwhile make up over 28% of the prison population. That shouldn't be happening. We shouldn't be seeing brothers out here carting off other brothers, tearing down tents and all this other stuff, right? Most High didn't want any of us to be poor. That's kingdom. That's the mentality. That's the livelihood that we got, to come looking forward to. We ain't gonna have to be worried about, man, robbing Peter to pay Paul. We ain't got to be worried about running, getting payday loans and running it and doing whatever we can to try to survive. We ain't got to be worried about, wondering if our check is going to cover this, that, and the third. Living check to check, worrying about how much taxes is getting taken out. No, we ain't got to worry about none of that, man. Nobody in Israel, of the elect, I should say, that make it to the kingdom is going to be poor. That's out of here, man. Those 4 letters will not exist. We won't have to speak that again. Verse 5. Only if thou carefully hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to observe, to do all these commandments which I command thee this day. That's the only way we're going to get it. Carefully hearken to the words of the Most High and to keep the commandments. That's it, right? For Yahweh thy power blesseth thee, as he promised thee, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow. And thou shalt reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over thee. That's the kingdom, man. We're going to be ruling. We ain't going to have no more damn heathen. Ain't going to be no more of this, watching Come On Now Harris and the rest of them play games and emotional, games with everybody and our people trying to pander votes and, Trump running around talking about how much he's done for black people and nobody's done more for black people than him as a president since Abraham Lincoln and blah, blah. You ain't got to listen to all that foolishness no more, man. You ain't got to worry about your own people running in your ear. If you don't vote, we can't make change. We got to get out and vote. What Martin Luther King died for then? To roll in his grave to see you Negroes out here still acting a damn fool. Don't worry about my vote. Worry about where our people's heads is at right now. Worry about how far gone our people are. You understand? Verse 7, if there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in thy land, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thy heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother. Right? And Sirach 12 gives us wisdom in regards to how and who we help our brothers. Scripture say, man, give to the godly man and give not to a sinner. So he's your brother, so long as he, abiding by righteousness. You don't want to enable a brother or a sister out there, man. You don't run down on Fig. Fig out here in LA, man, is a popular little host stroll. You don't run over there and try and give her some, hey, honey, come on over here. I see you out here struggling. Let me give you some money. No, we don't do that. You don't see a brother, reeking of liquor, talking about he's hungry and he's going to use the money for some food. And he's going to go buy that bottle and continue on washing and nurturing his demons. You're not going to help him with that. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. So you got to give them the word. That's going to help them more than some paper currency, some fiat money. Right? But this is the objective, man. We're supposed to be there to help our brothers and sisters. When we're in righteousness, we're in our kingdom, in our land. That's what we do. We won't have to be worrying about this no more. As Esau said, roll out aggressively and use your own people, man, to drag them up off these streets. After Esau goes and sets them up and says, yeah, camp out all you want to, man. We don't give a damn. And then when the rules change and there's no backup plan for them, they did that already at Venice Beach. When they had when the pandemic was going on, they told the beach, it was open. Everybody was camped out. They was all over the place. Then they laid down the edict and said, they got to clean up the beach. We're opening back up. We need the tourists back over here. Get everybody up out of here. And people were saying, well, what about our hotel vouchers? What about our vouchers for housing? Well, nobody's called me yet. They like, we don't know nothing about that. The sheriffs was out there. They was like, we don't know nothing about that. Call the county, figure it out, but y'all got to go. And they just moved them up out of there. This is different. There is no place they can go now. They used to, I'm going to just move from point A to point B. I'm going to go to this little encampment. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go camp out underneath of this freeway overpass. That's out of here, man. They running through with aggressive sweeps, getting people up off these streets. But where are they putting them? Lord knows. Lord knows. U.S. state is rocked by more than 60 earthquakes in diverse places. The U.S. getting hit, Texas, Oklahoma, all over the place, right? This is the last one. Very key. More than 2,000 patients are exposed to HIV and hepatitis after a huge breach in hospital protocols. Did you hear that? More than 2,000 patients got exposed to HIV and hepatitis. And this ain't the first time. Bayer Pharmaceuticals, early 2000s, got busted for giving tainted blood tainted with AIDS and HIV, I should say. to East Asian countries and in South America. I said it. I got to prove it. It was for factor 8. See this? Bayer admits it paid millions in HIV infection cases. This was 97. 97. I said early 2000s. So that they've been, look, Bayer, come on. Give me a break, CBS. No. But y'all seen the headline right there. So Bayer sold HIV infected blood. They want me to allow their pop-ups and blockers. No, I'm not doing that. Bayer sold HIV risky meds, man. Look at this. A class action lawsuit has been filed after thousands of hospital patients were told they may have been exposed to various illnesses, including HIV. Nearly 2,400 patients who underwent anesthesia at the Oregon facilities. UGL, holla at me. More ammunition of the dirt that goes on up there in Oregon, man. 2,400 patients who underwent anesthesia at Oregon facilities could also be at risk of infections such as hepatitis B and C. The Oregon Health Authority said this month the tainted procedures were the fault of a since fired anesthesiologist. They said all administered between March of 2022 and February of 2024. Since fired, but are we talking about prosecution? Are we talking about locking his ass up or her ass? I mean, what, you talking about infecting people with potentially deadly disease? And they say, "Oh, you're fired. Yeah, no problem. You know, maybe you can get a job elsewhere, but you can't stay over here at the Oregon clinic, man." Unbelievable. I know it was a lot. Know it was a long one. You know, but all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While y'all was shot, man, had to get it in. Yeah, you absolutely right, man. Brother says Skynet. Yeah, for the Terminator fans, man. Yeah, it's real. AI, robotics taking over everything, getting a mind of its own. It's all there. It's all there, man. Truth is stranger than fiction, y'all. Right? All right. I'm gonna log off there, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. While you have a shot, man. Hopefully everybody got some edification. Hey, Allah Kabar, man. I'm gonna hit you up, man. I gotta holler at you about something. But I hit you up. Hopefully everybody else as well, man. Enjoys the rest of Shabbat, man. This evening again, we got new moon coming up. 5th new moon of the month. All praise to the Most High, man. So we got to double back on that. If you're looking for it, the live will be celebrating with our brothers over at Believers of the Way, Abow. Check us out over there. Subscribe over there, and we'll link up over there. Other than that, that's going to conclude this episode of DSTM. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High. Always remember, fear the Most High. Keep the commandments. Don't shoot the messenger. Shalom.